Hey, good morning, folks. How you doing? Shane here. Got a couple updates. Show you that update I had. Went to camp yesterday and got another estimate on an evaluation on looking at the property, and I feel really good about this place. Tree Line out of Lincoln. They can come in with a 30,000-pound machine on tracks with a blade and a thumb on a bucket with an excavator, and get that work done pretty quick. And with a big machine like that, you can sit at one spot and just pick up a bunch of trees and move it, fairly quickly, and then just flatten out the lands. And it's big enough it can move some of those big rocks. I had another guy come in there about almost a month ago, probably now. He had an excavator too, but it was on wheels, and I didn't feel like something like that would be able to get in, especially the rocky terrain that I have, very well, and it'd take a lot more time to try and manipulate it into places. He said he has a dozer too. He'd only be able to plug away at it on the weekends and stuff, so it was kind of, ho-hum about it. And I left him my number and stuff, and I haven't heard back from him. I told him around June we could get it going, so it's almost the end of June now. So I decided I wanted 3 places anyway. I had a buddy of mine who has an excavator too, a smaller one, that did my brother's. I showed you on that video. He did up my brother's, but then they had to work downstate. And then the excavator broke down, so they're working on that. And then they got more work downstate, so he's not going to be able to get to it in the time frame that I need it. So I feel good about this contractor. They're not quite sure when they can get there. They have some bridges they got to work on and build, I guess, too. So hopefully they can get it done. They're going to see if they can get it done before they have to start working on the bridges, or before, hopefully. So we'll see how it goes. But anyway, I want to show you. Right here the ATV that I had, the Can-Am Outlander, a white one. I ended up getting rid of that because my wrists and stuff was getting too dangerous for me to drive. And I'll show you what I purchased after I sold that. There it is. Got the Kawasaki Teryx, T-E-R-Y-X, Teryx or T-Rex, however you want to pronounce it. It's a 750. It's a smaller size UTV. It's not quite as big as my brother's Can-Am 1000. And I don't really need anything like that. I'd prefer a little bit smaller like this so I can get into the places at camp, smaller trails and stuff like that. It should suit me fine. The only thing right now, I want to take this cab off. It's very noisy because the engine is actually between the 2 seats. It's not like these ones here where the engine's underneath the bed. So it's pretty loud in there with that enclosed cabin. And it has a full windshield and stuff on the back. And my brother said probably the better thing to do for UTV is have a half windshield. So I ordered one, and that came in. And I ordered some doors, half doors, that'll go on that. I'm not sure how good they're going to be, but I did order tires. These tires are pretty well flattened down. You can see they're not perfect. So I ordered some new tires, and I got those in already too. That'll pretty much take all the money that I have left from the logging job. So my process, I'm gonna take that roof off, the hard roof, because you got to take that off to get to that other cab and take that off. So it's gonna be a process, and supposedly the doors are coming today, so we'll see how that goes. But I'm gonna start working on that and see how it goes. All right, here's the back plastic. It's just that thin plastic. It gets dirty and you can't see through it very well. The only good thing about it, well, not really good, is it holds a lot of sound inside the cab. And these are just magnetized on. There's one there and one down there. That door doesn't open very far, so that's kind of a pain. It's hard for me to get in that way. But let me show you what the inside looks like anyway. Got this big gaumy mirror on it too that I don't care if I'll be taking out and putting a smaller one in. The only thing I worry about is, well, this might have a bar there, maybe not. And the other bar is just right up here, so I have to get a mirror that goes down and then faces this direction. But you can see it's nothing extravagant, but it'll get me through for what I need. A little gauge there, and it has a diff lock lever and the regular shift lever. It doesn't have a park, so you gotta either put it in neutral and use the emergency brake, or you can just leave it in the gear, I assume. The motor, this is the air breather right under here. So the motor's directly under that, and these seats removed pretty easily. Just one little clasp in the front and they slide out. And you can do most, if you're working on your engine. The hood does pop open too for, I think, brake level and coolant level in your radiators under there and stuff like that. The only problem I'm having is because of the length of this to the gas pedal. When I go on bumps, my foot keeps bouncing on the throttle, so it kind of jerks me because of my braces on my feet. So that's kind of a pain. And I did see somewhere that somebody does make some hand controls for this for disabled, but there's like $550 for the hand controls, so that's going to be put on the back burner for possibly someday. That would probably help me drive this immensely better. It's just I don't have the $550 after getting this machine and then getting the bare necessities for it. See, this is a full-size windshield. My brother says when they get dusty and dirty, if the sun's on them, it kind of puts a big glare on them, so you can't see very well. And again, because it's a full enclosure, it keeps all this engine sound right in here, and it's pretty loud. So I got the half windshield coming here somewhere, and hopefully that'll help. Plus, I like feeling a little bit of the air on my face and stuff when I'm driving. And hopefully Samantha will actually sit right here. I don't know. When it's as loud as it is now, I don't know if she'd care for it, but I think when I get all this closed cabness out of here, and it's a lot quieter, well, not quieter, but not as noisy as it is, maybe she'll put up with it just to go for rides with me. I'm hoping. But I am in the process. I got to take this hard roof off because, as you can see, this whole canvas thing is underneath that. So I'm going to try and figure out how to get that off, to get this off. These doors, I think they just got little cotter pins that you got to pull off, and these doors should pop right off. That's what the gentleman told me that sold me this. It's a 2011 Terex. Only has 1,700 miles on it, and that's not bad for a 2011. My four-wheeler Can-Am had just clicked over 1,800 on it when I sold that. And what I sold that for, I was able to purchase this even. Actually, I sold that for more than what I purchased this for, but that was a 2018. This is a 2011, so it was kind of, I was expecting to have to buy something older. But I got a good deal, I think, because it's the mileage, if you estimate the miles for the age, it's only like 125 miles a day. I mean, a day. 125 miles on a year for the age of this machine. So it wasn't beat. You can see the tires are worn down a little bit. Still, they're not horrible, but I wanted something newer and a little bit tall. These are 26s. I ordered 27s for it. They're already in, and I did purchase this at Tractor Supply. This is the box I had on my UTV. I was able to put all the stuff that I had in that in here, and it fits in the bed pretty good. You got a little bit of a gap here and on the other side, but it fits in good, and it's it's almost like it's made for these, and it's fairly rugged, so not too bad. All right, I'll stop boring you. I got to commence to trying to get this thing off. I'm gonna have to move this out of the way and then try and get up onto the bed and stand up and see how they got that mounted. And we'll go from there. And I'm definitely going to take that mirror out. It's too big and it doesn't give you a very good view, especially obviously with this horrible dirty back. But I'll get to work, get these doors off too. All right, with a little coaxing, I was able to get up on the top. Here's the roof. It just has Phillips head screws here and on that side, actually, and then a couple more right there too. Nothing on this back side. It's just got a water channel. So I'm gonna commence to doing that. Been waiting for the weather to be just right. It's only supposed to be like 69 today, so this is a perfect day to do this. It was like 80 something, 88 yesterday, and 93 the day before. So wasn't a good day to be up here. So I'm gonna tackle this, get this off, and then I'll work on try and get this other canvas piece out. Okay, those screws right there, just like the ones on the other side, I think are what's holding that mirror up. I got these screws off this side off. I gotta tackle these ones here. But yeah, those are for the mirror, I believe. So I'm gonna go inside and tackle that mirror. I'll loosen up those ones over there. I'll loosen up these ones maybe. And then I wanna take these off first, and I'll go try and get that mirror off before I take the rest of this out. All right, the next trick is to get this off. I'm gonna take it off there. You can see that bracket goes up in there. I'm gonna have to take it off from here and leave that bracket in there. If I don't, that's gonna leak down in here. So I'll have to put some kind of I don't know, caulking or something on those screws and stuff on that bracket before I put it down. And leave that right up in there from here down, actually, just to keep that from leaking. But yeah, I'm gonna have to take this part. Actually, I'm gonna get a socket set for that. I can take it off right here real quick, actually. Get that off. I don't care for this big mirror. It's not a lot of, I mean, it works, sorta. It's just so long and it's not a big, this way is a problem. It's just not, doesn't give you a good view that way. You kind of got to look at it just right to see. If not, then your mirror, you want to be something you can look at real quick and see where you're at, not have to frickin' get your head just right to be able to see it. You're just wasting too much time not looking in forward direction, trying to just look out of it. So taking it off. All right, I got the top off. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with these holes. I'm just wondering if I can just put some like a duct tape on those holes front and back, and will that take care of that? Not sure. Here's what she looks like. All bare bones now. Got the windshield off, the cab off. I'm just gonna put the roof back on, and I gotta put the new windshield, half windshield on. And I'm supposedly getting the doors today, supposedly. They're just a frame with aluminum face on them. And I'm just gonna paint the aluminum black like the rest of that black there to try and match it up. We'll see how that goes. And that was a task. And there's a big mirror. I'm gonna get a different mirror, hopefully that'll come off of one of these roll bars here instead of having to have to drill a hole into that plastic like that. But that's the project so far. Anybody has a 750 Terex, this is a 2011. So roughly, I don't know, it's not 10, 11, and 12 or something like that. Wants to buy a windshield and a cab, I'll sell it to you fairly cheap. Maybe 150 bucks for everything. If you got one, look me up and see what we can do. All right, I'm getting ready to install the half windshield here. These right here, I had to screw out for the other one, and now it's telling me I need to screw them out again, so I gotta put them out because it has these little brackets here. And you can see the hole right on the windshield there, so these are gonna go like that. And then you're gonna screw that down into that bracket. So I gotta take these screws here back out. And then it's got these other brackets right here that are gonna go around the pipe and attach to the screws on the side of the windshield. So then there's a pile of screws. I'm assuming they're all the same size, but we shall see. This is all the directions it gives you. Just gives you a basic description, so there's no pictures or anything. So it's fairly self-explanatory, but I always like pictures better than words. Got much choice in this one. See how it goes. Whew. All right, folks. I have had a little dilemma here with this windshield, putting it on, the half windshield. I was able to get, with a lot of work, the screws on one side and then the center screws, but I cannot get those screws on the opposite side. It's I don't know what the problem is. So I ran into town and got some longer screws because they just seem like they're just a slight bit too short to be able to get those clamps to work. Let me show you what I'm talking about right here. All right, there's a space in between that. So you see that's about halfway over the roll bar here. And I've loosened these all up. It says to try and have everything loose so you can, move everything together. You can see into the back here. Nothing's tightened down. Everything's loosened up so this can move a little bit. The problem is it's also molded. You can see right here it's molded to these little spots. And right to this edge is a little molding right there too. You can see it. Goes in. So that's fitting the way it's supposed to. I got those on, but they're very loose. Nothing's tightened up on those either. Let me go over there. I have to walk over there with my crutches and I'll show you what's going on over that side. Okay, I'm on the other side now. See that? It's really not that bad, but I just cannot get those screws. It's like the screws are just a little bit too short. I'll show you on the other side here. So when you try and clamp those together, that's as far as I can get it to come. That rubber, you can see that band. It's tight, snug on that. And I can't get that to, holy, come on, focus. I can't get that to get on there. So I got a little bit longer screws, bolts, so that I'll get into that hole so I can get those nuts to cooperate. And we'll see how that goes. And then I can tighten everything all back up after that. Take this plastic off. It says right in the directions, don't take the plastic off till you get everything on and tightened up. That way you're not accidentally scratching your windshield. So I bought some more at the Tractor Supply and grabbed just a little bit longer ones. These are 1.25 inches, so those should reach. I think those ones on there are like 3/4 inch. Not quite making it. Let's try these out. Okay, finally got that all on. See the new screws over there. It's pretty solid. So all the stuff that was on the full windshield and the mirror and that cab. So I can see back here, no problem now. Got some trash on here and lots of silicone. I siliconed the holes where that mirror come out both places, and then I siliconed all the screws that hold this down. So it should be pretty good. Alrighty, just gotta clean that up. I'm gonna take it for a little ride to see how much quieter it is without it being enclosed. I'm supposed to have my doors today, but they haven't come here yet, so who knows what's going on with that. Not bad one. Well, here's the start of the doors. I just connect right there and connect again down there. I am not sure yet how this is supposed to catch. It says you don't have to drill any holes or anything, so I don't know how that's gonna do something there. I don't know. We'll see. And then it's got panels, aluminum panels I gotta put on, but they're just flat, straight aluminum, and I want to paint it black to match this. So I'll probably paint them tonight or tomorrow. We'll see when I get to that point. I'll try and get the other side on now. This is a pain. Getting that little tiny rail right there off was a really pain. But I got it. I'll see what the other side entails. You can see that rail over there. That little rail's gonna come off. Hey folks, good morning. I'm up here still working on those doors. I scuffed all the panels down with some 220 grit sandpaper and put all the bolts in them, so make sure I had enough bolts and stuff. And I want to paint them black with the panels. So what I'm doing right now. I'm got them all scuffed up and ready to put a maybe 1 or 2 coats of primer on it, then some enamel on top of that after. I'll show you what I got here. And there's the panels, the big door panels, and then the front side panels. You can see they're all scuffed up and ready to be painted. And I just got some automotive primer there, and then some enamel afterwards I'm going to use to tackle that project. Hopefully it coats good. I got enough scuff there, so it should stick pretty good. Okay, there's a coat of primer. I'll let that dry for a little while. before I put the enamel on it. See how that looks. Kind of wanted a flat. That's a semi-gloss, I believe. Yeah, it's a semi-gloss, so I may put that on and buy another pack of flat black and put that on top of that afterwards, but we'll see. See how it looks when it's done. Okay, here's first coat of paint. Usually all 4 of these take up one whole can of paint, so I just finished. I did the primer first and I did the acrylic enamel. So I think I might buy one more can of acrylic, put another layer on once this dries good. I think that'll be good. And we'll see how that goes from there. Plugging away at it. Hey folks, next day, let those panels cure up for a while. With that paint on them, had a coat of primer and a coat of that lacquer paint. And I got one more can I just purchased yesterday. Some Rust-Oleum high performance enamel. A little bit bigger can. I'm going to spray that and that'll hopefully be good enough. Give them the rest of this today to dry. Had a lot of rain last night and this morning, so I'm waiting for it to warm up and dry out a little bit. And according to the weather, it's not supposed to rain anymore today. And it's supposed to be sunny and 82 tomorrow, so hopefully that'll do the trick. I think it's warm and dry enough now. It's not so humid in the air that that paint will do a good job. So I'm gonna put that last coat on, and I got a bunch of washers I gotta paint too. I got like 40 washers. It goes all on the outside of this to match. I'm gonna match the black. I don't care about the other side, but match the black with the washers too. They're all silver washers. So I just paint those too and let it all dry. I'll show you what I got. Yeah, there's the front panels there. There's the door panels. They're not gonna be perfect. I'm just spray painting them. Hopefully this last coat will not have all those side runs like those are there, but we'll see how it goes. It's gonna get dirty, so it ain't gonna really matter much. Get these all painted up and let them dry. All right, folks. It's been a few days. Been plugging away at the UTV, getting things straightened out on it. Got my new tires put on the rims, so I got those on the wheeler now. I got my half windshield on. I got the doors and I painted the door skins, the outside skins. Inside, the whole thing was actually just like a brushed aluminum, not even brushed. So I had to scuff the outside and then paint them. Had to buy some washers because the holes they had were fairly big, and the screws they provided, I figured if I tightened them up, they'd draw right through because that's really thin metal. So I put washers and painted those too. So let me show you what I got here. Okay, see that right there? That pushes in. It has a handle. See the handle right there? You pull the handle and this draws that in. But these doors don't come with any kind of a latch, you know, some kind of connect them. I think they assumed that you'd be able to close that and it would go past that, but they don't go past. They're hitting this bar. So I'm gonna have to make some kind of a clasp that'll connect here and that'll go into. So that's my project for now. And then this will be all set. I don't think there's anything else. I want to get one of those cargo nets that go across the bed too sometime. And I ordered some mirrors for it. Had that big giant silly mirror right there on it, and I didn't care for that. It doesn't give you a wide enough field to see much. So the only problem with this is, see, this bar is way up here, not down at the corners. So I had to find a mirror that had a little extension on it. So hopefully that'll work. I don't know yet. I also got the side mirrors too, so those are on their way, supposedly anyway. But anything, it's a good little machine. Haven't got to take it for a ride yet because I just got these tires put on it. I mean, I've driven it around and across the road and stuff and right down the road with the other tires, but I haven't gotten anywhere with these new ones yet. It's a pretty decent tire, Tuscan Megabytes. All right, there's that box. Well, I'm gonna put the cover on it. This will get some rain later on today, and I gotta try and figure out what to do with that. We'll see. I think about just like one of those slide lock things. You could put a thing here that goes across there and clamp it on, so I don't want to drill into this and ruin the integrity of that. So maybe just clamp it on, I don't know. We'll see, but the problem is it's got a slight angle. That's my situation here. But over here far enough, it should be all right. The other one is pretty much the same. We'll go see. Now, here's the other side. That retent comes in with a handle. And either way, that ain't gonna go past there either, so. The doors open up nicely. There's a handle on it. I'm gonna get some kind of a foam pad that'll stick on the inside of that. Helps so you don't hear that noise so much when you're driving down the road. It does make like a little vibrating sound because of that aluminum. So I figured I'd get some kind of a pad you can stick on that. Rubber pad or something, neoprene. That'll be good. There's the other side. All right, that's my next project. I'm just gonna put that cover on for now because rain's coming. Hey folks, how you doing? Still in the process of making a latch system for that UTV door. I bought some these pipe clamps. I got a piece of let's see if I can grab it without falling down. Piece of angle iron channel. Trying to make a bracket so that thing will come into. Hopefully that'll work. And show you what I get when I get it done. Well, here's the little pieces I made. I'll drill a hole in one of these so that the thing will go in, and I got those clamps for those slots right there so I can clamp them onto the roll cage. This angle might have to be changed a little bit, that's why I still gotta mess with that. I'll have to put it in the vise and bend it if I have to, unless it'll work just the way it is. Just gotta get the holes drilled when I know exactly where the hole has to be, and go from there. But that's so far what I got. That's what I come up with. You can see that piece sticking out of the hole there. This is all just temporarily on there for now. I want to put some Gorilla Tape all over this and save it up, but I'll move these out here so I can tighten them while it's right where it needs to be. But watch this, I'll pull this handle, comes right out of there. Close the thing. Of course I can't do it with 2 hands. 1 hand. Pulls right in there. Pretty solid. Ain't going anywhere. That's my contraption. I got one semi-starter for the other side too. I got this all straightened out. This is 4 inches. I made this 4 inches. You see, it's giving me enough room on both sides. I just wanted to make sure I had enough room because it's got a corner right here. I wanted to come up off that corner to go across the best I could, and then give it enough room for these clamps to get into there. But that is what I'm doing. Not bad. It's gonna work. Hey folks, there's my this is my 2011 Kawasaki UTV. It's a 750 Terex. I sold my ATV, the 2018 Can-Am, and I was able to purchase this. It needed a few things. I was able to sell the Can-Am for more than what they were asking for this, so I dumped the money back into this because it needed tires badly. They were pretty low on tread, so I got better tires for it, Tusk Megabytes, and I got them 1 inch taller than the other size. They were 26s on there, now there's 27s. They had a full enclosed canvas cab on it with canvas doors. I didn't care for that, and it was awful loud. I get a horsefly on my arm. It was awful loud inside there because the engine's right between the seats, plus that you get the heat from the engine. So I took the cab off and ordered those metal doors, and I ordered a half windshield for it, and that all working pretty good, and I got a cover for it. But I've just found out now that the Warn winch, 3,000 pound Warn winch, is not working by the switch. So I don't know, the solenoid's gone or the winch is not just dead or what. I hit that switch, to turn on the winch on the dash, and I'm not even hearing anything, not getting any power. So I gotta run through all that crap and see if I can fix that.